Cyclone Uesi has formed this evening in the South Pacific, not too far from Vanuatu. A tropical storm with winds of 50 miles per hour right now. It's at 15.9 degrees south, 163.1 degrees east, west of Vanuatu, northwest of New Caledonia. 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers per hour, that's 994 millibars right now as well with the pressure there. Moving south-southeast, the CDPS stage 4 due to possibly 250 millimeters of rain expected on New Caledonia. This is the CDPS looking at a potential landfall late on February 11th or early February 12th, which is what we have listed here. As you can see, the rainfall potential eclipses everything else to do with the storm, although the wind factor could still be significant too, with a potential hurricane force landfall on the cards. Here it is right now though, its current position, as we've already seen, and the wind field, which is spreading out towards the east there, not too far from those islands of Vanuatu, but the tropical storm force wind should be just offshore, 239 miles west of Ilia, 275 from Luganville, 330 from Kumak, 364 from Port Vila, and 493 from Noumea, the largest city in New Caledonia. Cyclone warnings starting to come into effect for the northernmost islands and cyclone watches for a large part of New Caledonia. Here it is right now, 50 mile an hour winds. This is how we've come to the conclusion, mainly based on ASCAT observations, which got 50 miles per hour earlier. Interestingly, ADT values quite a little bit higher right now as well, around the 60 mile per hour range. The track forecast over the next 5 days takes this storm towards the south or possibly south-southeast. Interestingly, there is some divergence in what the models are saying. This is mainly based on the GFS solution. The JTWC's forecast is calling for a landfall on New Caledonia as a Category 1 in about 2 days' time, so that's something we really need to be watching out for. But at the moment, our track forecast takes it into the Coral Sea and the cone of uncertainty not too far from the coast of Queensland and New South Wales, Australia. Here is a graphical depiction of what we're expecting over the next few days. Again, this is the GFS model, other models saying different right now. I think the main takeaway from this is that the western part of New Caledonia looks like it's not going to get away from significant storm conditions and heavy rainfall. The rest of the island remains to be seen, but I would say probably will receive tropical storm conditions. Certainly with the heavy rainfall, central parts may get the most. Again, up to 250 millimeters of rain with higher amounts in isolated areas. And you see there the bulk of the storm, that's the moisture associated with it, skimming past the coast of Australia and headed towards New Zealand actually next week. Sea surface temperatures very warm surrounding this storm right now. It will certainly fuel it for a good few days yet. Temperatures there in Fahrenheit 80 degrees, around 27 degrees Celsius. Here it is on the wind speed depiction. So the green areas there, that's tropical storm force winds. The yellows there, hurricane force just offshore. But again, that could move onshore if the storm moves further east than what the GFS is saying. And again, possibly hurricane force just passing the coast of Australia there, drifting off towards the south. HWRF is the most bullish model of them all right now, calling for a Category 3, 115 mile per hour winds. Most of the other models calling for borderline or just about into Category 1 range. Wind shear will take a sharp rise as we get towards the later part of the week, middle to late part. Sea surface temperatures not going to be an issue. And there you are with that model spread. HWRF also wants a further west scenario too, so it's interesting to see that disagreement in what the forecasters are going with right now. So here is the latest satellite imagery of the storm. You can see there possibly displaced to the south and west, all that bulk of convection, which is blowing up quite nicely actually, and that's why the ADT values, the satellite estimates, are a little bit higher than what it might be. ASCAT of course got winds again of around 50 miles per hour earlier. But it looks like it's a good start for this storm and further intensification on the way, and those in New Caledonia should be preparing for a landfall in the next 2 days.
Bureau of Meteorology has a gale warning in place for the Illawarra, Batemans and Eden coast. Strong wind warning for the Hunter, Sydney coast. And the Bureau has cancelled the one for the Sydney closed waters and the Macquarie coast. Bureau of Meteorology Victoria has in place a gale warning for the East Gippsland coast, strong wind warning for the Port Phillip Bay, Gippsland Lakes, West Coast, the Central Coast and the Central Gippsland coast, and they've cancelled the one for the Western Port. The Bureau has in place a severe weather warning for heavy rainfall for parts of the East Gippsland forecast districts. Heavy rain is expected to extend from eastern New South Wales into the far eastern Victoria throughout Monday easing this evening. Widespread rainfall totals of 25 to 60 millimetres expected to fall between Monday and Monday evening in the warning area. Localised heavier falls exceeding 100 millimetres are possible, most likely in the high country close to the New South Wales border. Locations under the warning that could be affected: Mallacoota, the Cane River, Chandler's Creek and Coby Inbar. And the Bureau also has a initial flood watch for the Cane, Genoa and the Snowy River catchments. And here's a look at a couple of radar sites, and the activity is definitely tracking to the south of Sydney, the ACT, and into the northeastern region of Victoria. However, New South Wales remains under a severe weather watch. The entire New South Wales coast, it's all yellow. The Bureau's actually expanded the area to include the ACT. Severe weather warning remains in place for damaging winds, heavy rainfall, abnormally high tides, damaging surf for the Illawarra South Coast, parts of the northern rivers, the mid-north coast, Hunter, Metropolitan, Southern Tablelands, Snowy Mountains forecast districts. Dangerous conditions: very heavy rainfall, high winds including large waves and tides. The trough continues to lie along the southern and central parts of the New South Wales coast, bringing persistent rain and windy conditions to many areas. The conditions are expected to ease later today as the trough weakens. Heavy rain may lead to flash flooding, riverine flooding for southern parts of the Illawarra South Coast, the eastern parts of the southern tablelands, the Monaro country this morning before weakening. There's potential for periods of heavy torrential rainfall, life-threatening flash flooding in those areas during the morning period. Dry and burn areas to the state are also particularly vulnerable at the moment. Rain runoff into the waterways around these areas likely to be greater than usual, may contain debris such as ash, soil, trees and rocks. Damaging winds averaging up to 70 kilometres an hour with gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour possible along the coastal fringe between Kiama to the Victoria border. Damaging winds are expected to ease during the second half of Monday as the trough weakens. Abnormally high tides are damaging surf conditions with waves exceeding 5 metres, and I think Channel 9 or 7 reported a wave height of possibly 14 metres off the New South Wales coast. Locations that could be affected under the severe weather warning: Byron Bay, Goffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, Tarwing, Newcastle, Gosford, Sydney, Katoomba, Lithgow, Wollongong, Nowa, Unadilla, Eden and Mowoya heads, and some significant rainfall totals have been recorded, and they have a gale warning for the Illawarra, Batemans and Eden coast, strong wind warning for the Hunter and the Sydney coast. The Bureau continues to expand its warning page, and here in Queensland, the Bureau earlier this morning cancelled a severe thunderstorm warning for the Peninsula coast.
Thank you for watching this production of Force 13. For more information on Force 13 Australia, you can check us on all of our outlets. Our website, force13.com, where we are overhauling the website and writing new articles for your reading pleasure. We're also on YouTube, keyword Force13AU. You're probably there already. Good chance of that. If you are, hit that like and subscribe button to keep getting updates like this one coming to your mailbox. We're also on Facebook, keyword Force13, where we post our updates and keep an eye out for our live coverage on there as well. And we're on Twitter, keyword Force13AU. And if you want to rock our colors, you can do so by way of our store, or you can contribute to the project directly by way of Patreon. More information can be found at patreon.com/Force13. And you can reach out to us on Skype at Force13, or directly to us at Aussie_weather01 at extension 6388 on Discord, or you can join our server with our new link at discord.gg/Force13.